Hey, welcome back. I've been on a little bit of a hunt to find some things to put on this next layer, and I've just created a little stash here of bits and pieces. So I'm just going to show you how that looks. What that looks like. This generally takes. This is the longest part of the process because I tend to move things and need to walk away from it and come back and look at it again. If you know what I mean. Oh, helicopter going over. So I've just been through. I'll just wait for it to go. Sorry. Noisy. So I've just been through and found a few things. The first thing I found that I got was some Suffolk puffs. Now, my mum sent me yesterday a photo from online, and it was an image of a vintage cushion that somebody had found, and I'll find it and link it down below. And they had actually used the Suffolk puffs, not like this, which we do all the time, but they've pulled them this way and used them like petals like that. So I immediately thought, I need to do that. So I found these vintage old Suffolk puffs that I'm going to use to make flower shapes. How good is that? Look how much that pops off the page. That's going to go here. So I'm going to start up in this area. I think this is all very brown and boring. I tend to just place. Things tend to always work in odd numbers, don't they? So when I put this on, I never intended for it to be this neat. So I need to tuck and want this bit to be a bit wonky. And change. Again, sometimes not really thinking about it, just seeing how it works. When you fiddle, I like that more already. I end up with so many pins stuck everywhere. And again, I'm probably going to tuck something behind you. So I've picked up this bit of lace. I'm going to tuck it along underneath. So if I'm like my voice sounds a bit bumpy, I actually bought a couple of little microphones, so I'm using them for the first time. I'm very good at forgetting they're there and bumping them with my shoulder. I'm going to put that under first and then trim it. How does that look? It's very hard to be random. It's very, sometimes you just got to think a bit less and do it. Again, at this point, you don't need to pin through the whole thing, which is good. Makes it a bit easier. I just gently pin through the next layer down until it's time for stitching. I do always stitch through all the layers though, unless it's very difficult because of something in the way, like a button or a. I just like to know that be picked up, put down, folded, unfolded, and nothing is going to fall off. Okay, happier with that. It doesn't look that different, but heaps different. Bit of lace there. Right. I'm going to look at this little section here. So if I do, we don't want three the same together, or do I? Yeah. So I'm looking for now. Things represent their stems. Still my offcuts. I do tend to go here first. Velvet ribbon. I do tend to work with an audio book on, but I haven't figured out how to do that and video at the same time. So, you know, figure it out later. Again, I'm not going to overthink it. It's got a knot in it, which I'm just going to leave in there. And this bit involves tons and tons of pinning. Good. I usually end up sticking myself pins quite a few times. See, I have the world's biggest pins. That's okay. I like the big ones. So that's good. I'm not sure how that will tie down. 4. I'll just use that red as a. I'll just use that as the stem. At the moment, that's going to work for me. I'm going to use the 2 there. And how I stitch these will determine how they sit up. So that's probably something I'll decide as I stitch them down. That's cool. I'll have to put the link of where Mum saw that and send it to me. It's fabulous. It's great to get a new idea. That's okay for there. You over there. So I did a bit of a fiddle over here. I think I'm going to just frame the edge of this little doily piece that I've cut up. Okay, I'm going to cut that off there. Oh, don't panic. I think I want this bit to be longer, so I'm going to cut through there. Just like that. So this was a little square doily. I've cut the middle out. Now I've got this very cute frame. Not sure this flower. I'll pull it down so we don't lose any of the letter H. And then this guy can sit over the top. Nice, we think. Happy with that. Am I happy with that? I don't want that bit gone. Cut you off there. Okay. Here I've just put a few things. I always add flowers and things. So just a few bits of things that I might use for flowers. These are just a couple of flowers I cut off doilies and then tea dyed because they were like vibrant. I like some bright colours, but I quite like these tea dyed. Finally, you have to put everything to the side on this so you really don't get a true picture of it. And so I used some of that silk ribbon here just to give a bit of depth. I'm just seeing where I want these to go. I think you might just go there. I might just put you up there on a rabbit's foot. Works. I'm happy with that. This guy's just sitting here still. I think I might just tuck him there. H-O-M-E is up there. I might just embroider over those letters, H-O-M-E, when I get to it. There we go. So I don't want to lose that foot. I really like that little foot there. You there. Ridiculous. That. I'm going to use that. Some little teeny tiny hexagons that I what to use. Yeah, maybe even put them into a shape. Sometimes it's nice to make a shape with them and then add that. Sometimes push them down first. Have a tulip thing going on. And then I've got 1, 2, 3. When I add something that's really vibrant or bright, I do tend to always add 2 parts of it to balance it. If I do a big bit of these somewhere else, I'll generally have another one tucked. Flower. I think I quite like that shape. So these are stuck down with glue. I'm just debating whether just to stitch them on as is. I can use these as a... No, doesn't work for me. Okay. For me. Like that. And if I put these there, I'm thinking that I probably will use... I will take the paper out of these. Even though it has many, many layers, when this is finished, it will still be soft and foldable and fabric. I don't want it to be stiff at all. And I'm not trying to line anything up. Actually, I'm deliberately not. Down there, you. All right, let's have a look. That's good. Happy with that. My buttons from before. Nice. When you start adding these bits, how it just changes or feel, particularly when you add some vintage baggy stuff. These are just here for me to stitch on. Otherwise, I'll pick the quilt up to move it and forget and lose them and not remember where I had them. So they'll be stitched in the middle of those. And some things are designed to be in your face, and some things are designed to just kind of disappear into the background. So these here are quiet, but lots of really lovely texture. A little old and daggy, which I love. I might have to have them that way. They were cut off a doily. Actually, yeah, I think that was the corner. I like that. That's better. And then there are some things that, you know, are designed to just be there. It is. Love this. I cut off a tablecloth that I used on Nautica. Just there, and it's the sort of thing I think that just runs so nicely up the side. That I actually don't want to lose any of that. Might even be underneath. Come back to it. I do want the seesaw action. Cut you a bit closer there. Further in. This one is Put the other way, can I still? Don't think about it, just do it. This gorgeous trim, it's from Collectorama. I ended up with two bits. One is the gold and green, look at that. The other was the brown and blue. Stuff like that makes all the difference when you're adding this part. Let's see what else I've got here. I don't want any more red. Might need a bit of green. I might need, this is another thing I cut off the tablecloth to use. I don't think it'll be used in this piece, but it'll definitely end up in this quilt somewhere. And then I've just got old bias binding. This was just on a daggy thing from Vinnie's. I love the old textured feel of it. I'm looking at greens, obviously. I got some green, and then I got this really cute little one. I'm looking for that guy. I think that's play. Flowers there. This is going to sit here. I think to offset. I don't want it to be straight. Offset to there. Works for me. Not easy. What I will do with these is I will sew them together first and then sew the whole thing down. Otherwise, it never quite. I want it to sit flush and neatly, so I will sew them together as a piece and then pin it down and then sew the whole thing down. All right, let's look. I like that, but I need something else down here. This is beautiful. This is from a beautiful doily. A lovely lady who lives in Bundaberg as well gave me. Her name is Lorraine. Look at this gorgeous. She gave me this amazing bag full of treasures, of doilies and vintage beautiful bits and pieces of text. And this was one, and just look at that. So I have cut this bit out and used it here. I've got one heart here, and I will use every single bit of this beautifully aged. I've not seen anything like that before. So thank you, Lorraine. It's getting a good home. So now also in this part is where I will add little feature pieces. So this is a pile that I made of things that I like, that I think will fit in here. So I'm just going to put these to one side, put them out, put my house where I want him, a bit off center. I'm just looking for other little bits. That's nice. Look how cute that is. So I've got a piece of this here already, the little red, little random dude. So we'll probably cut these little puppy dogs. You see, I don't iron. I don't really do ironing. I like it when things are crumpled and have a kink. I'm actually just going to leave that. Which way is it, do you reckon, that way?